Alright guys, so now that we've set up our account, we're going to move into the dashboard overview really quickly, and then in this same video we will go over inventory. So your dashboard is just kind of going to give you an overview of all the information that you need, just kind of at a glance, right? As you can see, you've got your revenue. It's going to be month to date. You got a couple of active orders, how many available items you have in inventory, any pending quotes, how many clients you got, what your upcoming jobs are, and the year-to-date revenue, and then any overdues. Anything that needs your attention will be here at the top. You'll have your revenue by month here, so you can watch your growth. Any activity that's being performed on the account will be here, and then any upcoming jobs will be here. And then at the bottom, any inventory needs that need your attention. So something that might be overstocked, or not overstocked, but oversold, that might have gotten missed by a rep. So that way you can catch it early and go ahead and get that sub rental in if needed. And that's really it. You can customize what you see on here by just clicking these here, and that will take it off or let you see it. And then by using these up and down arrows, you can move around the items on your dashboard. Alright, moving right along, we're going to go to inventory. So the first thing I want to make sure you're aware of is that we went over this in the first video, but if you go to settings and data import, you can import your inventory. You can do it for your clients, your vendors, orders, invoices, payments, so on and so forth, straight from here. The way I recommend doing this is downloading one item at a time, not one item, but one Excel sheet at a time from your previous provider. Maybe start with inventory, download the inventory in an Excel format, and then download our template here. When you download our template, go ahead, open it up, and look what it needs. So, we need the manufacturer, the model. You can leave the name blank. Make sure this is showing. Let me add this real quick so you guys can see it on the recording. There we go. So anyways, manufacturer here, the model, so like a Campsys Stadium Connect 250, and then you can leave this blank if you'd like. It's gonna name it the manufacturer model for you. You can do a brief description of the product if you'd like here. SKU number is going to be your barcode number. So if you already got barcode numbers set for these items, you can copy it in there, or you can leave it blank and the system will assign you a SKU and barcode number. Keep in mind that if your system is saying, hey, you've got a Chauvet Rogue Outcast, and you've got 20 of them, and it's giving you a quantity of 20. Most are not going to do that. They're gonna give you 20 separate line items, right? For that. If it does, however, give you a quantity of 20, do not put your serial number or your SKU number in yet. Even if you do, you're gonna have to go change it in the system. Highly recommend doing this one item at a time and not by quantity. So most of your quantities should just say 1. SKU number will be there, serial number will be there. Okay. If you do a quantity of 20, you're going to have to go into the system and manually enter the SKU number. Now you can scan it. If you got a barcode scanner, you can go in and you can open up that screen, and I'll show you that here shortly. Scan the barcode. You'll have to do it twice, once for the SKU, once for the barcode. And then same thing with the serial number. The serial numbers usually always have a barcode that's associated with that serial number. You can just scan it in. It is just going to take you some time, especially if you have a lot of stuff. Okay, and it is not required. You know, if this is something that you don't care about, I do highly recommend it for SKUs for inventory and serial numbers in case something gets lost or stolen. You're going to want that information. But if it's not your cup of tea, that's not your cup of tea. It is not a required field. You can set a category here, you know, lighting, audio, video, however you want your categories to look. You can do that here. And of course, quantity, I highly recommend 1. You got your daily, weekly, weekend rate, and you can choose which ones you want to use, which ones you don't want to use. Okay. What the replacement cost is, I put the retail value in here no matter what, because this is what's also going to show you what your value of inventory is. So it's going to add all your inventory together. You'll be able to run a report at any time, and I think it's on the at a glance as well, as to what your total inventory dollar amount is. Location, you know, whether it's Austin, Houston, Chicago, wherever, you put that location in right there. Of course, serial number, and then any notes. Once you've finished that, for all your items, like I said, for the most part, it's just going to be copying the manufacturers, pasting them over here, copying the models, pasting them over here, and so on and so forth. Now, let's say your system, you know, you've been just kind of limiting it. You didn't put a manufacturer or model number in. You just named it. That's fine. None of these fields are mandatory. If you just have this, you can just copy and paste in the name. Okay, it's not a big deal. Manufacturer and model will just stay empty. So not a big deal at all. However you would like to do it. There is no there's no line item here that is mandatory. Just keep in mind that if you leave it blank, it's going to stay blank in the system. Okay, with the exception of SKU. SKU is going to assign a SKU for you. And for those of you that end up having like a quantity of 20 and you've got to leave this blank, no worries, you can go in and just change the SKU. Alright, I'm just going to minimize that for now. So once you get finished, you're just going to come back to the screen, you're going to choose the file, and you're just going to click it and click open. It's going to upload, and it's going to let you know everything that uploaded right here on the screen. You can do that same thing for the rest of these. But I'm not going to get into that because it's for inventory. This video is inventory. I'm going to go ahead and click on inventory and show you what I'm talking about. I did these on purpose, so I've got a 20 out of 20 here, right? And if you notice, if I click on print SKU labels, the only thing that I have for a SKU label is 1 Lone Star and 1 Global Trust. However, if I click on print all unit labels, now I've got a bunch of stage decks. And this is why. So when I go into my inventory, let's go to those stage decks first. There they are. So your stage decks, when you have a quantity, when you do a quantity like that, you say you've got 10 of them, right? It's going to give you 10 physical units down here. You're going to have a maintenance log here for each one of them as well. You can upload pictures if you want to. But if you go in and you have all these SKUs, it's going to name them like this. 0, 1, and then it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's of course your serial numbers, which are not correct. You'll have to come in and edit those. It looks like they still haven't got my edit button out here yet. It will be here shortly. It's going to be right here. It's just going to be a pencil. You'll click it. When you click it, it's going to pop up and allow you to change the serial number, the SKU number, and the barcode number. Alright, so you can also add more units to it if you want to. How many more? It's got 10. Let's say we got 20 now. So we're going to add 20 more. And now we got 30. Okay, and it's just going to automatically do that for you. And then of course you'll have to put your serial numbers in. Alright, let's see if maybe this is alright, it's not. I just wanted to double check that wasn't the edit button that they put in there, and it was just in the wrong place. Alright, so if you need to edit something, you can just do it right there. This is going to be, you know, your manufacturer, model, SKU, barcode, so on and so forth, all the rates, location, serial number. The weight, volume, and cases are going to help you with loading trucks. Again, nothing here is mandatory. You guys can run your business as you see fit. They're just here for people that want them. There's a report you can run in your report screen that will tell you how many linear feet or cubic feet you're going to take up on an order based off the inventory you've placed on it, how many pounds is going to be on that truck, how many cases and boxes are going to be on that truck, and what that can do is allow you to know if you're going to need, you know, how many trucks you're going to need in order to stay legal, or as for the biggest part, and what we all care about the most is that we can fit it in the truck, right? And you know, if you guys want to use that, feel free. If not, don't worry about it. Another optional item down here is what type of cable it uses for both data and power. So if you use this, when you print your, takes a little time to set up, right? But when you print your pull sheet, it's going to automatically give them how many fiber cables they need, how many Cat 5 cables they need, how many XLRs they need, how many TrueCons they need, based off the information that you put into your inventory sheet here. So it doesn't tell them how long, right, that it needs to be. It just tells them how many they need. And then they've just got to go on the schematics and look and see the sizes that they need. And then they can kind of make, you know, those decisions based off how far apart things are. But it just kind of helps give them a, you know, a quick, oh, there's only 8 SDI cables here, we needed 12, where's the rest? And just kind of helps them out a little bit to remember what they need. That's really it. Once you've gotten all of this done, you can come up and print all your labels. These are going to be your QR code labels for all of your decks that you have here that we just did. But once you finish your inventory, this would be your barcodes for all of your inventory, and just depending on how secure you want it to be, you can just print these out on a piece of paper and put a piece of shipping tape on top of them, clear shipping tape, and tape them to the bottom of the equipment. Or you can send these to a professional printer and have them printed on the security barcodes, so that if they're removed, you know, you have the void thing on the equipment. If you have any questions regarding inventory, please don't hesitate. Give us a call or send us an email, and we'll be happy to help you out. One last thing on inventory is audits. So to do your audit, you just click audit. You can start your audit, put your information in, and then start and scan. Once you click start and scan, just start scanning the items. When you're done, you will just stop and click complete. We will do a separate video that gets into taking inventory. This video is more for just getting inventory set up. And then you'll see a video get released here soon on our YouTube channel, as well as into the platform, on how to take inventory and give you some helpful tips on that. For the most part, it's pretty self-explanatory. You click start scanning. When you're finished, you hit complete, and then the admins will be able to run a report showing what's missing, what's not, so on and so forth. Alright guys, well, I'll see you in the next video.